Yep, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's definitely that time, y'all. It is that time. We are back. We are back. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Richest Steve in Atlanta. I'm your host, Stevie Steve. We are back with another episode for y'all. It has been so much going on this weekend. I've been busy this weekend personally that, I don't know, y'all. It is a lot to talk about. It is a lot to talk about. Biden is out. Kamala is in. We had Sonya. Massey, she got murdered. And then I'm going to end this off talking about some type of money. Income at each age. The average income at each age. Because I need to get away from all the other stuff and have some fun at the end of this thing at least. So if you with me, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Because this is going to be a great show. But y'all, over the weekend, Joe Biden definitely dropped that he was dropping the race. The only reason I didn't come to y'all live or real quick is because y'all know I'm out in Stockholm. I was out and about. Having a good time, exploring the world. At this age is more important to me than Biden dropping out. It's not. That's really why. So I'm out in Stockholm. I'm having a good time. I'm out here doing subway art tours, having good times out here in Stockholm. So make sure y'all also tap into my Instagram because I posted those pics. I had a great time doing that. I'm out here in the old town, eating food, exploring Stockholm, exploring all that Sweden has to offer and doing all that. So make sure y'all also tap into Steve versus the World, because that vlog will be dropping on Friday. Also, we had a lot happening. We reached 300 subscribers. We're over 300 subscribers on this channel. And as of today, Hartfelt Conversations reached 100 subscribers. So I want to say thank you to all the support that I've been getting across the board on everything that I've been doing. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. It means so much to me. Like, y'all don't even understand. The journey of YouTube is crazy, and just being able to see you get subscribers, it matters. At least seeing reach those goals, it's always a plus. So thank y'all again. I definitely appreciate the love and support. With that, we got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and move into everything. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment as we get right into our first topic of the day. Biden is out and Kamala is in. Y'all, we all knew that this was going to happen. I've been saying it. Joe needs to go ahead and get on out of there, Uncle Joe. I could say it's sad to see you go, but Joe, he ain't do nothing for me. I'm not sad about it at all. It's just something that I expected. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not sad about Uncle Joe leaving at all. I voted for him for one reason and one reason only, and it didn't happen for me. So, y'all can say whatever you want to. Biden, go get some rest. That's what I will say to that. Biden, go get some rest. But, he had to address the public. He came out in a way. So, let's go ahead and check this video out. So, we can see how Biden, he had a peaceful, graceful bow out of the presidential race.
President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. In a stunning letter that was just released moments ago by his campaign on X, formerly known as Twitter, Biden wrote, quote, that it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. He goes on to say that he will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about his decision. Just a stunning announcement from President Joe Biden that he intends to step down as a candidate in the 2024 election. I want to go straight to CNN White House correspondent Priscilla Alvarez, who was traveling with President Biden in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Priscilla, what are you learning?
Alex, this is a remarkable development, and it comes after a morning in which we heard more calls for the president to step down from members of his party, including, for example, Senator Joe Manchin. Now, the president in this letter released only moments ago walks through his accomplishments as president. And also, if I can read you this part, it says, "It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president." He goes on to say, "While it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." He goes on to say he plans to speak to the nation later this week. He also thanks Vice President Kamala Harris for, quote, "being an extraordinary partner in all of this work." Now, of course, Alex, this comes after that disastrous debate performance by the president in late June. It was after that stoked so much anxiety and panic within the Democratic Party and led to a wave of calls over recent weeks for the president to step aside, to withdraw from this race. And this was something that, despite the president getting back on the campaign trail, despite private conversations with multiple lawmakers, and despite a campaign that up until this point had maintained, even just yesterday, that he was in this race, it appears that we hit that breaking point. Now, of course, the president has been at his residence here in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. He has been self-isolating because he was diagnosed with COVID earlier in the week. It was that diagnosis that pulled him off of the campaign trail at a pivotal moment. He was in Nevada. He was shoring up support with Black and Latino voters. And it was before one of his last events that he got that positive COVID diagnosis and had to be blitzed back here to the East Coast, to Delaware, where he has since been self-isolating. It has been during that time that he's also been deliberating. He is with his closest advisors and his inner circle in what has been a challenging and at times frustrating time for this campaign. Now, we should also note, Alex, that earlier today on the airwaves, the president's allies were saying that he was in it to win it. Again, this was the resounding message that we were getting from the campaign time and time again. But this letter tells us that the president, upon self-reflection, upon all of the calls from Democratic lawmakers, allies, and donors for him to step aside, has listened to those calls and has decided to not seek re-election. And what we really just cannot overstate how remarkable a moment this is. We are on the cusp of the Democratic National Convention. There have been ongoing calls to get that process underway for that virtual roll call. And now so many open-ended questions as to what happens next. We should note Vice President Kamala Harris was at a fundraiser in Massachusetts yesterday, where she too was focused on the vice presidential nominee for the Republicans, J.D. Vance. She was trying to gin up those donor dollars amid some donors deciding not to give money because of all the questions of this campaign. Of course, we'll keep eyes on her. She is in Washington, D.C. today. Many, many questions moving forward. But one thing has been answered, Alex, and that is that the president will not seek re-election after what has been multiple Democratic lawmakers and allies coming forward to say it was time for him to withdraw. Alex.
Yeah, Priscilla, this was announced by President Biden in a letter from the president addressed to my fellow Americans just 14 minutes ago on his X profile. It's not long. It's just one page. You mentioned Vice President Kamala Harris. He says in the second to last graph that he wants to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all of this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. Priscilla, you mentioned all the questions. Of course, one of the biggest is going.
All right. So let's break this down a little bit. Biden was supposed to do his speech on wherever. He catches COVID. He becomes incapacitated. I'm surprised he survived. You know, we just think that we just think that Joe is a little old. So, he made it through. But while he's sitting there thinking through it, he finally says, all right, yeah, I'm too old. I can't do this. Everybody calling me. They telling me they don't think I can do this. I'm just go ahead and say it. I'm done. Write it in a nice letter and bow out. Hey, I mean, I think it's respectable. We all knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming. It was gonna happen. I was saying it, period. He wasn't running anything anyway. So I'm not surprised the way he came out. I think he's doing the right thing. I think he's doing the right thing personally to the American people by not running. That's just my opinion. It is what it is. Thank you, Joe, for your time as president. Thank you for your time as president. I tried. I put a vote for you. I tried. I ain't like too much what happened on the back end. It's cool. But, we come to this point now, the way you've been going on stage, been falling down, ain't been completing your sentences in a debate. It was time for you to go. You should have been bowed out peacefully. But you waited until now and you bowed out peacefully. And now this is where the next part comes along that I just don't rock with. All right. I voted in 2020. I voted for Joe. I didn't really vote for his vice president now, y'all. I voted for Joe. Now, it's like an anointing for his vice president. That's what I'm not cool with. I thought it was going to be a democratic process where we were going to see a couple options, a couple candidates, and say this is the one that I would like to see run on the Democratic ticket. On the Democrats ticket. That's what I thought was going to happen. That's 100% what I thought was happening. Because I told y'all a couple of times. I didn't want Kamala or Newsom. That's what I said. I thought it was going, we were going to have a couple options. So I was going to get to choose. Do some research on each candidate. But that is not what is happening. So now that Joe is out, they just anointed Kamala in. Come on now. The play is that it's too late in the season, so we just gonna throw you somebody in there. I don't even think throw you somewhere in there. I think we planned someone in there, and it's gonna be Kamala. It's gonna be Kamala. I'ma leave how I truly feel about it until after the video. So Joe's out, Kamala's in.
Vice President Kamala Harris has made her first official campaign stop as the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee in the battleground state of Wisconsin today.
She's now secured enough delegates to win her party's nomination following President Biden's withdrawal from the race. KTLA's Samantha Cortese joins us live in studio with the latest. Sam.
Sharon Micah, VP Harris spoke for about 25 minutes and acknowledges this campaign cycle is quick. Time is going to fly between now and November.
We like hard work, don't we? And we will win this election.
Vice President Kamala Harris held her first rally since becoming the leading Democrat presidential nominee and fundraising a record $100 million since Sunday evening. She's outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where former President Trump just secured the Republican nomination. She immediately went after him by highlighting her work as a prosecutor.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
The public saw President Biden for the first time since getting COVID and stepping aside from the presidential race. He immediately pledged support for his VP, but the top two Democrats waited until today.
President Biden's selfless decision has given the Democratic Party the opportunity to unite behind a new nominee, and boy, oh boy, are we enthusiastic.
She is ready, she is willing, she is able to energetically and emphatically lead America into the future.
Some feel the Democratic process was undermined by having no primary for the American people to choose a candidate to replace President Biden. At a news conference this morning, Republican lawmakers accused Democrats of holding a coronation for Harris.
Just over 100 days before an election, Democrat Party bosses forced Joe Biden off the ballot. They invalidated the votes of more than 14 million Americans who went through the small d democratic process and chose their nominee for president. The self-proclaimed party of democracy can't claim to be that anymore because they just steamrolled democracy.
I agree with that one.
Also today, Republican Representative Andy Ogles filed new articles of impeachment against Vice President Harris, accusing her of covering up President Biden.
All right. All that, it don't even matter. My thing is, okay. Like they said, she definitely got coronated in out of nowhere. It was no process in determining who nominated her. They did. They nominated her. That's what I feel like. They nominated her. You know, everybody's acting like this has been our nominee the whole time. Ain't no way, y'all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Like, I just don't understand. She's just been given the position. I do not like that at all, y'all. I do not like that at all. I wanted some nominees. I wanted a few candidates for me to decide. Then I would rock with it. That's just, I can't rock with the way this whole situation went down. I can't. Joe should have been dropped out. He knew he was not fit for this, bro. Fam. He knew he was not fit for this. They knew he was not fit for this. Everybody knew he was not fit for this before all this even started. Before he hopped on the campaign trail, we all knew he was not fit for this. So I don't even understand why they did this. Like, and if you ask me why they did this, it's because they want a woman who's black to be president. And that's another thing that I don't rock with. Not that she's a woman or that she's black. It's that people are going to use the fact that she's a woman or she's black to vote. I told y'all I'm done voting for reasons like that, or just cause. I feel like those are just cause voting reasons. It has nothing to do with the policy she's going to bring or how it's going to affect me exactly in my life. The reason they want me to vote for Kamala Harris is because she's a woman who's black. And I do not rock with that. I really want to know what are her policies going to be? What is she going to implement that's going to help me in my everyday life? Like, for real. That's what I want to know. I'm not saying right now that I'm against voting for Kamala Harris. I'm against voting for her I'm not only going to vote for her. I'm against voting for her if the only reason that I'm going to be voting for her is that she's a woman or that she's black. And I know that's going to be cut up all type of ways. Somebody's going to receive it in a totally different way. Okay, y'all. Oh well. You receive it in the way you want to. You know where I'm coming from or how I'm putting it out. You can do whatever you want to. Oh well. I do not care. I just don't care. I would not say I'm voting for Kamala right now, like a lot of y'all are, just because the fact that she's a woman or that she's black. We're gonna make history. I do not care about that. I do not care about that at all. What policies is she gonna have? Now, once that comes out, what policies she has, what she's gonna do, she's gonna do this, she's gonna do that, then I'll make a decision. But right now, everybody's up in all celebrating her coronation just because she's a woman and she's black. Come on, y'all. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. This is the cycle that we have stayed in for too long, and nothing has changed. That's going to be, hey, we can continue talking about it. Nothing has changed. Like, literally. I need to see them policies. I need to see a little bit more than that she's a woman and she's black. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I need to see a little bit more before I make my decision right now, like everyone else has. You was ready to jump on the bandwagon as soon as it don't matter. It don't matter. Her policies could be down the drain. You don't even know what the policies is at this point, unless she gonna stick to the ones that Joe was doing. And if she's sticking to the ones Joe was doing, come on now, come on. But I don't think she will, because she didn't agree with Joe on a lot of things anyway. When she started running, she didn't agree with Joe on a lot of things anyway. So now we really have to see what her policy is gonna be, what she gonna stand for, and all those other things before, or at least I will, before I decide who I'm gonna vote for. I'm telling y'all, it's crazy. And then y'all know I am in the D9. I am in the D9. Folks just saying, just because she in the D9, I'm gonna vote for her. Y'all ain't got, come on now. Come on now. Like, let's use our brain and let's think. This is the following mentality that so many people have. Like, nothing matters to you other than, oh, she's an AKA. Now we all gonna go out and vote. We gonna push voting now because we gotta get this AKA in office. Like, come on. Come on, y'all. I'm a part of the same demographic, same group. I'm thinking different from what everyone else is thinking right now, because I just can't rock with that. The way the coronation comes, like, y'all been saying with Trump in there, the democracy's gonna go out. There will be no other president ever again. Well, y'all didn't vote for Kamala. She was anointed. Am I wrong, or am I thinking about it wrong? Y'all just gotta let me know. I already know in the comments it's gonna be hate. It's gonna be, all this other stuff. But hey, I'm 26 and I'm learning at this point, at least. At least I'm trying to learn. At least I'm trying to learn at this point. While everyone else, you just following along blindly. You've been voting the same way for so-and-so years just because you were told that's the way that you're supposed to vote. So I'm not hearing none of this. I'm not hearing none of this. To end my whole thing, Biden's out, Kamala's in. I don't care, y'all. I don't care that Kamala's in, because I'm not gonna vote for her just off of the fact that she's a woman, she's black, she's an AKA, she's in the Divine Nine. Whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop. Great for her. Great for her for having all those things, to put to her name. Now I want to see what policy she's going to push and what she's going to bring to the table to make Steve's everyday life better. Bam. That's the statement. If you want to clip that. If you want to clip something, clip that and spread it around. Other than that, I pretty much have nothing else to say. I honestly feel like, I feel like it was a setup the whole time. Like, this how we gonna run this play to get Kamala in there. We gonna let them see Joe deteriorating, and then it's gonna get so late in the process where it's like, well, we just gonna give them Kamala. She's already been the VP, she's already been the VP. We'll just run with that. So now they done ran with this. Everybody want to jump on the bandwagon. Well, I'm an endorser. Where's the competition? That's really where's the competition? Give me something else. Give me something, to rock with. At this point now, I have Trump, I have Kamala. I still feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place out here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I still feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place. And the rock ain't looking no better than the hard place. They both of them, let's be real. Both like, no. If we really like Kamala all that much, she would have went further the first time she tried. Or we should have just let her try again. And then we proved that we actually like Kamala to be that nominee that we want her to be. But that's not how it went. She just got anointed and given the position, and I just don't rock with that. I don't rock with that. And with that, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Leave a comment, cause y'all enjoy the comments. Y'all enjoy in that comment section, cause I know they coming left and right. Just say, hey, enjoy. Have a good time. Have a good time. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment as we move right on into our next topic. It's honestly been sad, y'all. The next topic to me, it doesn't sit right with me at all. You know, the whole situation. Let me let y'all know the situation. Let me let Sonya, Massey, I think that's his, Massey, got murdered by a cop in her own home. Got shot in the head. Now, I definitely want to give a disclaimer. I am showing the body cam footage in this video when we talk about it. I am going to show the body cam footage. It was honestly sad to see. It's something I don't want to see anybody go through. That whole situation, it's just not right. It's not right. And then, because it's been a couple days, you know, just more and more stuff is coming out with it. The officer had no sympathy for somebody's life. He had no like training. It seemed like he didn't know how to handle the situation at all. He handled the situation horribly. And it ended with another black person, a black woman's life gone. Basically, that's the situation that we're dealing with at this point. And I like to keep saying nothing's changed for a long time, but we'll do that after we get into the video, y'all. But that whole situation it's wrong. It's a bad situation, and we have to keep reliving this situation over and over and over and over again. Like the cycle just it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. I've already talked about cycles, y'all. You know, it doesn't stop. With that though, before I get all how I feel out, you know, and things like that, let's go ahead and see the video. Now, like I said, I'm giving a warning. Y'all see this content warning. This is the body cam footage of what actually happened. We are going to see a woman's last moments, basically. So content warning, 100%. If you don't think you can handle it, skip this part if you want to hear what I have to say after that. Because I definitely have some things to say after that. But we are going to go ahead and get the video out the way so that y'all can actually, you know, take in the moment that we have right here in this situation. Because it's very disgusting situation that went down. Let's get right on into it.
The following content may contain visuals that are disturbing, graphic, or sensitive in nature. Viewer discretion is advised. This material is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all viewers. Please exercise caution while watching, and if you find such content distressing, we recommend discontinuing viewing. This disclaimer is provided to ensure awareness and to prioritize viewer well-being.
Oh, we hurt you. You called us.
Okay,
so what'd you hear?
Somebody keeps outside my house, y'all. Please,
is this your car over here?
Please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car over here? Oh.
Please, God.
That's not your black car in the driveway? Oh, well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody. Right? You know, we don't. We check the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if y'all could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody.
Yeah,
So.
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
We checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get
I got you. All right.
Sorry.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
Huh?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure?
My medicine and stuff.
All right. Okay.
I love you.
You got a name? You got an ID or something? Take your name real quick. Attach this. See who we spoke to.
Wait one second, okay? Hello? Yeah, I need, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all.
Okay, are you there with me?
They're here in my house right now.
Okay, I'll let you go and you talk to them.
No, hold on, wait a second, sir.
You can hang up, Cottonwell. That's good.
For what? You're there with the deputy, correct?
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang
Hold
up.
on for what?
Just 1 second, okay?
What is your last name?
Uh,
Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to attach.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
You have an ID? That'd make things so much easier. I just need just a driver's license will do, and then I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID real
Well, let's
quick.
get your ID first, and then.
One task at a time here.
Okay, let me
Here, grab your ID for me.
Hold on. Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You just in that stack right there, maybe?
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me leave this.
No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
Now, if you headshot, bitch, you're actually done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
You good? Alright. Fuck. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
Yo, I done seen that video about like 4 or 5 times now, and it still just don't sit well with me at all. It doesn't sit well with me at all. Every time I see it, y'all, my gut just kind of twists. My gut feels horrible. Hey, and it's like I want to get mad. I want to be upset. But like I said, this cycle just continues and continues and continues. I know we say defund the police and all that stuff, but I really think that could have been avoided if they had some proper training to handle that situation. I've seen that video so many times, and I know that she was not in a headspace that seemed normal at all. The way that would, that the officer would need the reaction that he gave to how she was acting. Like it was no reason for the officer to react in that way. He was getting smart a little bit in some of the moments, like following her inside her house, like just doing a little bit too much when the situation could have been ended. Like she called you for help. Obviously something's wrong. Something's wrong with her. Something was wrong with that lady. And then I'm seeing on social media that she had schizophrenia. She was schizophrenic. She wasn't right in the headspace. So the reaction that the cop gave, he should have been able to tell, that something wasn't all the way there in that moment. And he decided to shoot and kill this woman because she had some boiling water, and said, well, I would rather just not have boiling water in my face. Like, come on now. In that situation, could have handled that situation a million trillion times better than how it was handled. We've gone through this so many times, like just as since I've been alive, y'all. And it takes me back to this moment. It's 2020. George Floyd, he just got killed. Right after COVID, everybody want to get out, and we're marching. We're out there marching. Say their name, say her name. Black Lives Matter, doing all this stuff. And what came from it? What came from those times? What came from all that marching? All that stuff. Nothing came from it, is what I'm saying. Nothing came from it. To me, it feels like a waste of time. All that marching, Black Lives Matter. And we all know how to shits Black Lives Matter went. Nothing changed. No laws were passed. Nothing. And then when it comes to the mass shooting that happened in the Asian community, a couple months later, Asian hate bill passed. Like that. Thin air. It's passed. Just that easy. And it really makes me upset because it makes me honestly think, why? And the more I sit on it and the more I think about it, it's because their money is more green than ours. That's why. At the root of it comes down to the money. I've seen the Asians come in and change a lot of things. Affirmative action. Asians wanted that changed. They money green. And just sit back in there. It's like, well, hey, that's wrong. That's all we can say. That's wrong. But we can't do nothing about it because our money isn't green. Money moves out of the black community so fast. Shoot, our vote doesn't matter because no matter what, you're going to vote Democratic anyway. Something has to change. we have been down the same cycle over and over and over again. And I'm honestly, there needs to be some change, y'all. Something has to change within us as a group to get us to the next point, because seeing the same things happen over and over and over and over and over again would, an insane person would go crazy at that point. Like, when are we gonna get it through our head that something has to change? If y'all go marching down the streets, say her name, whatever, the richest Steve in Atlanta will not be joining. That's it. I'm letting you know that right now. I will not be joining that. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again for nothing to happen at all. We need some criminal justice reform, something that's going on in there that both parties are not offering at this point. Like, let's be real. Both parties are not offering at this point. When you look back at the history of both parties have introduced bills that have devastated the black community on both sides of the line. So you telling me the Republicans are better, the Democrats are better? It's somewhere in both of them is wrong at this point. Like, let's be real. There should be no allegiance to any side for any reason at this point. The way that we have been drugged through the mud with every situation. Now, at least in this situation, even in the last situation, the cops were prosecuted. But if the same thing keeps on happening, come on now, come on. That whole story is devastating to see. And I really wish that I was in a position to make real change. Real change to me is not organizing a march so we can go march down the street and then nothing happens on the back end of that. I'm talking about the whole country was marching, say their names, doing all that stuff. And nothing came from it. The one thing I definitely remember coming from whatever was going on, though, was the Asian hate bill. I do remember that. But I don't remember anything specifically passing for people that look like me. Now, if something did happen, let me know. Give me the facts so I can go look them up, so I can educate myself. I'm totally fine with being wrong. I'm totally fine. If something came from it, let me know. Please let me know. 1,000% let me know. That way I can go do some research. That's all I'm saying. This right here should be a clear representation of why something has to change. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Y'all may think because what Trump said before, give police their power back. That's saying that if a cop kills us or kills a black person, then they're not going to get prosecuted. I definitely don't think that's the case. But hey, when it comes to crime, I will say, when it comes to crime, when it comes to dealing with crime, both candidates have a history of things that Steve don't rock with. Both candidates. Yes, both candidates. Just doing my research in a few days of why people don't like Trump. Why people like Trump. Why people don't like Kamala. Why do people like her? Doing the research, I see that a lot of this stuff is bullshit on both sides. I want to give my condolences out to the family, because they're the ones that have to deal with it. We all feel it because of the national, attention that comes from it, but they are the ones that actually have to deal with it and actually process what happened to. She was a mother. She was a sister. She was someone's child as well. The family are the ones that have to process that the most. So I want to get my condolences out to the family, and we'll see what comes from this in the long run. We already know that both candidates right now are going to talk about it. It's big. It's during election. Come on. So somebody's going to say something about it. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. That's all I'm with. If you with me, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment as we move right on into our next topic. I had to talk about money, y'all. Talking about money makes me a happier person. It does make me a happier person, especially with that whole situation just downing me. I said, I've seen that 5-4 times. It never sat well with me. And just talking about it, I think I'll feel better about the whole situation now that I've actually talked about it, because I've externalized my feelings about it. I think I'll feel better about it in the long run. Yeah, I think I definitely will. Whew, let me get a breather. I kind of tried to get past it a little faster than. Whew, let me get another breather. All right. If you with me, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment as we move right on into our next topic. The average income for each age group, y'all. Hey, we talking about money again. I love we got to start with the basics, but this is going to let y'all know where you stand at in this money game. Like what percentile you are for your age group. Because, the median is what it is. Where's the median for our age group? A lot of us is young. We're going to see what the median is for all these other age groups as well. But in this video, George is going to come. He's with the Dave Ramsey team. I enjoyed George's videos. They always, they kind of fun. They're upbeat. They keep you interested. But he's going to talk about the income level, the average income level in the percentiles of each income level. So are you on the 25th percentile, 50th, 75, 99% percentile? So you see where you're at. He's also going to give a couple tips on what to do as you're in these percentiles and as you make more money, what you need to be doing with your money so that you can continue to see your money grow. You feel me? Because that's what we need to be focusing on, y'all. Getting to this bag, making some generational wealth so that we can actually make change in this world. Because as y'all seen what happened, man, we need to get our money up so that we can actually have some real influence in this world. Because obviously, just our voice is not strong enough. Your voice isn't strong enough in this world. You got to actually have something to present. And we need to be able to present this money, get this generational wealth going, change our situation. So let's go ahead and see what George has to say. Average income by age and what to do with it. Let's get it.
Your greatest wealth building tool is not winning the lottery or hoping your rich uncle with no legitimate heirs meets an untimely death. No, it's not happening. Your greatest wealth building tool is your income. From working and stuff. And I know some of you don't think you make enough right now to do things like save up an emergency fund or invest or buy a house. But as the saying goes, it's not the size of your paycheck that matters, it's how you use it.
No one says that.
And that's why today we're looking at America's average income by age and talking about how you can use your greatest wealth building tool to its fullest potential. And speaking of potential, this YouTube channel has the potential to hit 500,000 subscribers this year. And it would mean the world if you would be one of them. So hit the subscribe button for more content like this, and while you're at it, hit the like button too. Okay, let's take a look at the average individual income in America by age. On average, 25-year-olds are making about $48,000 a year, 35-year-olds are making about $73,000, and our 45, 55, and 65-year-olds are raking in about $82,000 a year. Now
Oh no, he hit numbers real quick.
45, 55, and 65-year-olds are raking in about $82,000.
All right, y'all, this is just the average. This is your average. Average doesn't even mean all the time in the middle, To me, average doesn't always mean in the middle. because you got your outliers, you feel me? They definitely skew that line both ways or whichever way. But this is your average income for 25-year-olds. I'm around that age. The average, I like to say around 50. 50, that's your average. For 35, you got to be more at 75 to be on the average. 45, 50, 65, you got to be at about 85. So where do you stand on this? You know, where do you stand on average? If you feel like letting me know, let me know. Let me know. I'm going to just say I'm a little bit older than my age if we talking about average. If you feel me. We got to keep working, y'all. Keep working on getting it up. Keep working on getting it up. This is the average, though. It does not mean in the middle. This is what average people make. Now, at 25, I personally think being at around 50 is a great starting point. That's a great starting point. But you have to do things, have to make some sacrifices with that money. You know, you gotta budget, and you gotta make strategic money moves at this age, because at 25 is where your money has a lot of time to grow. That way, by the time you're 45, 55, 65, you'll be above average. You'll be above average in those age. Let's keep this thing moving.
$2,000 a year. Now, the obvious trend I want to point out here is that your income usually increases as your career progresses and then levels off near retirement. Now, some people think this means they can't or shouldn't do things like invest in their 401k until they've ascended a few rungs on the old corporate ladder. But that logic crumbles like a gluten-free muffin when you realize that time is one of the essential ingredients in building wealth. So your goal is to start investing ASAP. But there's two prerequisites here. Number one, all of your consumer debt is paid off. And two, you've got an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. All right, we clear on that? Capiche? Roll Tide. Now, when you saw those income averages, you may have thought they felt a little off. Averages can sometimes be misleading since they include every single data point, from the devastatingly low to the unrealistically high. So let's use a little thing called percentiles to break down all this income data a little better. First up, the 25th percentile. What that means is 25% of the population makes less than this income, and 75% of the population makes more than this income. So 25-year-olds in the 25th percentile are making about $25,000 per year, 35-year-olds make about $30,000 a year, 45-year-olds make $32,000, 55-year-olds bring in $33,000, and finally 65-year-olds make $35,000.
All right, y'all see these numbers. Take it down. If you get your age, if you're making this income, just know 75% of people make more money than you, which means there's a lot more money for you to make out there. It's a lot more money for you to make out there. For us at 25, you might have just got out of college. You might just now be finding yourself. Now, this is like, I can directly talk to the younger people because this is the age and the stage that I'm at is 25. That's my age. I'm 26, but that's the spot I'm in. Like he just said, you have time to get there. So as y'all see, at 25, if you make $25,000, that means that 75% of people in your age make more money than you. There's a lot more money to be made out there. So what do you need to be doing? You need to be making yourself more valuable. It's not too late at this point to go to college, to get a skill. You have to figure out a way to upgrade your value to society. Whether that's you selling stuff, going to college, getting you just can't go to college now. Let me get that right. You just can't go to college. You just can't go to college, because I know some people at college making this amount as well. You cannot just go to college. You got to get a degree that is going to put you above the rest. It has to put you above the rest, because you're in the 25th percentile, and there's a lot more money that can be made. I mean, that could be told to even down the line. There's a lot more money that can be made out there. A lot more. I don't even think at this at the 25th percentile, you know, it's a struggle at that point. It is a struggle, especially at 25. I feel like, you know, 25 is a great time to see how much money you make and try to get it right, because you have so much time left before, you know, it's like, all right, come on. Let's continue the video though.
Now, if you're in this camp, don't panic. And whatever you do, don't income shame yourself. All right, I hate to go full Brene Brown on you, but how much you make and data about how much everyone else makes does not define your self-worth. In fact, you are priceless. You are made in the image of God, and that's all that matters. And I believe that. Now, the thing I want to highlight here is that if your income is on par with these numbers and your household has no other income, then everything you make is probably going toward essential expenses right now, like housing, transportation, food, clothing, and keeping up with your minimum debt payments if you have them. In this situation, that's the right move. You gotta survive before you can thrive.
I'm sorry, I got lost in a train of thought of just all that goodness I just heard.
But your next best step is figuring out how to create some margin in your budget so that you can put a little money toward your future each month instead of needing your entire paycheck just to get through this week. Now, obviously, you can't cut a whole bunch of expenses here since everything is going toward the essentials, so that means we've got to find a way to boost the other side, your income. I know, revolutionary life hacks here. So maybe it's time to consider a side hustle, even if it's temporary, while you get your career off the ground or pay off a pesky car loan. Maybe it's time to ask about a growth plan at your current job. Or you could try shopping around for a new job entirely. Just promise me that you'll have an income-boosting brainstorm and get yourself some margin, because this one is a tough place to be. All right.
Like I said, now that the 25th percentile, you have to figure out how to make more money. That's the number one thing that you need to be doing if you're at if you're in the 25th percentile. Figure out how to make more money. Side gigs. Even though, you know, they say getting jobs is definitely hard right now, you gotta go out and you gotta go out. You gotta hustle. This is it. Especially if you're 25. You need to have so much hustle in you. It is ridiculous. Ain't no sitting back relaxing. You need to be getting to it. You working pretty much all the time. Start getting to that bag. Get creative. Get creative as all get out so you can get to that money. That's the biggest thing at the 25th percentile that you need to be thinking about. How am I gonna get some more money so that I can just, you know, let this stuff off? Because all of your expenses are literally to living at that point.
And moving on to the 50th percentile. Now, for all my math nerds, this is also known as the median, which means 50% of people make more, 50% make less. So for the 50th percentile, 25-year-olds, $40,000, 35-year-olds, $53,000, 45-year-olds, it's $55,000, 55-year-olds, $62,000, and finally, for the 65-year-olds in the 50th percentile, $60,000.
All right, we made it to the halfway mark. Half your peers make more than you. Half your peers make less than you. At 25, it's 40. It's 40. I think a lot of people I know are about at 40. So that's a good spot to be in. That's a good spot to be in. You're a little bit more comfortable. You still not splurging all out, but it's a comfortable spot to be in. You can actually start, I feel like, putting money towards your future at 40. At 40, depending on the sacrifices that you make in life. So I feel like the median is exactly where you have to start making some sacrifices in order to see your money, your net worth grow. Sacrifices like maybe staying at home. Sacrifices like maybe skipping out on a vacation and saying no. You know, a sacrifice is maybe creating a budget so that you know where your money is going in and out of, so that you know where you can save at. That's definitely some important things that you could be doing at the 50th percentile at 25.
Now, don't underestimate this percentile just because it's mid. All right, you don't have to make six figures to crush your major financial goals like paying off debt, saving for a rainy day, or building wealth for retirement. In fact, a nationwide study of millionaires with more than 10,000 participants found that 2 of the top 5 careers among these net worth millionaires were teachers and accountants. And here's another encouraging stat from that study. 1 out of 3 millionaires never had a 6-figure household income. And teachers, I gotta say, you deserve better. And accountants, I feel like you're doing fine. You don't need encouragement.
What did we ever do to you?
The point is, you can build significant wealth at this median income level. And it starts by recognizing that you do have margin. How can I know? How can I tell? Because you're probably spending money on non-essentials like Starbucks runs and viral Amazon buys. So if you want to make faster progress toward your money goals, your best next step is to comb through that budget and look for places to cut expenses. Where can you spare a few dollars to make it rain on your financial future? Now, if you don't already have a budget, make one.
Right, exactly. Like I said, this is the spot where if you start making little sacrifices, you can really see it stack up. Like he said, with teachers, the number one thing with teachers is that they understand, okay, I've picked a career that I'm not going to make a lot of money in. Because of that, they are very strategic with how they use their money. That's one thing about teachers. They are very strategic about how they use their money. They have budgets. They're paying off the debt that they have on the side, you know? They're actually following simple money principles that help them along the way, like 10% to their sales. Things like that. And you're not going to see them going to, like he said, Starbucks every single day. It's not going to happen. It's not in their budget. They very meticulous with their money. And a lot of teachers are very successful in life. We all know that teachers, they should get paid more. Yes, let's say that in theory, but the taxpayers, middle class, us as middle class people, that means we would have to pay more in taxes too. So when we say pay the teachers more, that means we need to increase our taxes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on the side, you know. Yes, pay them more, but please don't increase my taxes at the same time. Anyway. At the 50th percentile, you have a lot of room and you are doing better than a lot of people. 50% to be exact. So it should be a very grateful position to be in.
I promise, you'll feel like you've moved up a few income percentiles as soon as you do this. Plus, it's really easy with the EveryDollar budgeting app. You can get started for free by going to everydollar.com/George or click the link in the description below. Okay, next up.
And you know, I do want to shamelessly plug EveryDollar app, y'all. I got it, and at first I wasn't rocking with it, but the more and more I use it, it knows my habits. It's starting to mark things for me. I enjoy using that EveryDollar app. It was worth it. I paid $80. If they would have had a thing for me to use, I would have plugged it to y'all. But I don't. And I'm going to still shamelessly plug it because since I got it, it's helped me. And I told y'all, I haven't had that budget for like 3 months. I've had the EveryDollar app for like a month now. But before that, in that little 3 months period when Mint shut down, I didn't have one. I didn't have one at all. But now I've been using this EveryDollar app. Like I said, I'm about a month in. And it's starting to learn, like this go in this category, that go in that category. The automatic stuff that I loved about Mint, it's inside of that EveryDollar app. I can see where my money's going. And like he said, when you have a budget, you feel like you just saved $3 anyway. Because you like, holy snap, I've been spending this money on this all this time. Like, let me cut that on out. I ain't even been using it. Helps out. Shameless plug. Go get y'all that EveryDollar app. Automate your budgeting. It works.
We've got the 75th percentile, meaning 75% of people make less and 25% of people make more than this. So the 25-year-olds at this level are bringing in about $57,000. 35-year-olds, about $85,000. 45-year-olds are at $95,000. And our 55 and 65-year-old friends are hovering around $100,000.
Now, y'all know at this 75th percentile, you need to be doing a little bit more than just budgeting and setting stuff over to the side. You need to be doing some investments too now. You need to see, the problem is at this 75th percentile, a lot of y'all living paycheck to paycheck because y'all going to increase how you live depending on how much money you make. That's the secret. It ain't no secret. That's your downfall. You in the 75th percentile, but you done increased your spending on what you spend. You know, you living this way, you splurging that way. Then now you living paycheck to paycheck, and you actually making, I ain't gonna say you living better. You making more money than 75% of people at your age. Come on. Stop inflating your life. Y'all see how bad inflation is, right? But you just go on and inflate your life like it's it, you know, like it's an everyday thing. Let me go inflate my life. It doesn't matter. At this age, at this percentile, you definitely should be putting into your 401k, Roth, or whatever, especially if your company has a match. 1,000% doing that if they have a match. Other than that, you know, you should be building on your emergency fund if you have that. If that's something that you want to do, you should be getting out of debt for sure at 25. Like, think about if you're out of debt at 25. Like, come on. All praise more to you for that. Become more financially responsible at 25. That way at 65, when you retire, you don't have to go back to Walmart. And again, you're making more money than 75% of people at your age. You are very blessed at that point. So now you need to be smarter with your financial decisions, because you are blessed to be more fortunate than 75% of people at your age at 25. Even at 35. You know, even at 35, you are more blessed than 75% of people at your age. Let's see what George got to say, y'all. Let's see what he got to say.
Now, if you're in this percentile, that budget margin should be getting nice and spacious, so it's time to start dreaming bigger. I mean, why not max out that 401k? Why not pay off that mortgage? I promise that if you pick one financial goal and you stay focused, your progress will be so inspiring, you'll never have to listen to Stronger by Kelly Clarkson again. You'll only listen to it, like I do, for fun. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Love Kelly. Kelly, have me on your show if you're watching. Great show. Big fan.
No, it's a no for me, dog.
Now, if you're not sure which financial goal to tackle first, I highly recommend using the same financial game plan that took me from a negative net worth to a net worth millionaire. It lays out a clear path for building wealth and prioritizes everything into 7 simple steps. And if you want more info, click the link in the description below. Okay, last but not least, the 90th percentile income earners, or as some people call them, Enneagram 3s, aka the high achievers, which makes me think of online bank Laurel Road, one of the sponsors of today's video. If you want to achieve a high interest rate for your savings, be sure to check out their high yield savings account. They're offering 5.15% APY right now. And with a rate like that compounding your cash stash, you'll be enjoying your own Overachievers High in no time. All without sacrificing a single drop of blood, sweat, or tears, which is how I prefer it. Plus, their accounts have no minimum balance, no monthly maintenance fees, and you can rest easy knowing your deposits are FDIC insured. So if you want your savings to work as hard as you do, go to laurelroad.com/George or click the link in the description to get started. Equally as impressive is Delete Me, another sponsor of today's video. Think of them as the Dawn dish soap and clean up your data mess before they save you time and spare you the fraud. So help protect any of their plans by going to joindeleteme.com/George, link in the description. All right, back to the moment you've been waiting for, the 90th percentile income, folks. The 25-year-olds in this group make about $82,000. 35-year-olds make $135,000. 45-year-olds bring in $150,000. 55-year-olds make $163,000. And at 65, we're looking at a whopping $157,000.
Woo! Y'all see them numbers? You are definitely blessed.
And at 65, we're looking at a whopping $100.
You are blessed if you made it here. Very blessed if you made it here. And I pray that you are doing the right thing. But I know that a lot of people not, because folks out here living paycheck to paycheck at this stage. You are in the 90th percentile. You are doing better than 90% of your peers. And you are living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I just don't understand. At this point, you have got to do better. All that stuff that George mentioned, you should be doing automatically, off the muscle. But the problem is, at this stage for sure, you feel like you got all the money in the world, you can just spend it, and now you look at you, paycheck to paycheck. That is not how you want to live. That's not how you want to live. It's not fun. You over leveraged, like too over leveraged at that point. I would hate to be at the 90th percentile and be worried about how I'm gonna pay my bills. I want to say that again. I would hate to be in the 90th percentile and be worried about how I'm gonna pay my bills. Or is this car that I got gonna get repoed? Or is the house I got gonna get foreclosed on? Because I done stacked up on so much debt that now that's about to get repoed. Shoot, you got credit cards at this stage too. I know you do. Paying 25% on it. I would hate that in general, just because you think you can pay for it. Come on. At this point, at the 90th percentile, you have got to do better. You definitely should be saving money to the side or getting ready to invest in something. Paying down debt like no other. Getting yourself out of the situation that you are. Planning for generational wealth. Because at 25, you have so much time. Like, think about you putting a little bit of money in the stock market and you just letting it sit. By the time you're 65, you'll be in the 90th percentile just cuz. Literally just cuz. If you're 25 in the 90th percentile, you have a duty to do better. You should be striving to do better. If you are 25 and in the 90th percentile, making $82,000 a year. You make more than most households make. So at that point, you have a duty. You've done something right. You're doing something right. But it can go so wrong so fast if you don't pay attention, if you don't do the right things with that money. Get out of some debt. Let some of the debt go. Stop picking up new debt. Consumer debt that you don't have to pick up. Start making some investments into the stock market. Start learning those things, you know? That way, in the future, you'll be at a point where you can actually give back. Make some change. Have a voice. Why? Because your money said something for you. That's it. Period. Let's see what George got to say. I'm going to go ahead and let George say some things and see how he feel about somebody in the 90th percentile.
$57,000. Now, if you're bringing home this much bacon, congratulations. That is a Ron Swanson amount of bacon.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
But also, with great power comes great responsibility. And here's what I mean. If you're doing the right things with that income, your wealth building momentum will be off the charts. And momentum is the best feeling ever. Just look at those guys in the 1993 masterpiece Cool Runnings. They had momentum. But here's the problem. It's also really easy to let lifestyle creep slow you down and steal the incredible opportunity you have to set you and your family up for financial success. And I know you think you would never waste your income on creep of any variety, but the data says 45% of people earning over $100,000 annually are still living paycheck to paycheck. So how do you avoid that fate or turn things around if that's already you? Well, you gotta go back to the basics. You have to make and stick to a budget. Figure out where your money's been going and start giving every dollar a job again. Learn to live on less than you make, and as you make more, don't inflate your lifestyle much, and instead, use that extra income to build wealth and be more generous. Now, I hope you work your way up the percentile chart, not as a flex or comparison, but because I want you to live your best financial life with as much money margin as possible. Oh, and if you love seeing this income breakdown by age, then this video about how much you should have in your 401k by age will be a real treat. I'll link it.
Hey, y'all. Hey. George, I appreciate that video, because that just lets me know, where everybody's standing at. You know now where you stand at. I know where I stand at. And everybody in the higher percentiles on that list, just know, especially at 25, you know where you're at. You see you're doing better than a lot of people. I know at least my circle doing better than a lot of people. Got to stand down on that. You've got to step on that. Got to continue doing what's right, not let lifestyle creep in. Continue to follow the basic money principles now so that we can be more advanced, you know? You got to start at the bottom. And being blessed to be in such a percentile, you have a duty to do more for your family, to do more for you. You know, it's a great thing that you're there. You worked hard to get there. Now do what's right with that so that you can stay there and create more generational wealth for your family. That's what it's all about. And like he said, just get a budget. Just get a budget, y'all. Just get a budget. Just get a budget. Just get a budget. Starting line. Let's get to the starting line. Let's get to the starting line. Let's put our shoes on. Let's get up to that line. Let's put them cleats in so we can get some traction and get moving. A lot of us not even at the starting line though. So find that starting line and get you a budget. That way you know the money you have coming in, the money you have going out, where your money's going, and so that you can have a direction for that money as well. If you with me, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I think today was a great show, y'all. I enjoyed talking about all that stuff that I talked about. I was able to get a lot off my chest. Biden's out, Kamala's in. Y'all know how that go. Hey, we'll see what them policies standing on. We will see what them policies is standing on. Condolences again to Sonya Massey. Condolences to her and her family. That is definitely a sad thing. And then we ended it off with average income and what you need to be doing with it. Y'all, doing with it. I want to say shouts out to the folks in the comments for sure. We got Fredo Neek in the comments. Hey, man, I appreciate you for tapping in for sure, man. Much love to you as well, man. To end this out, y'all, again, I want to say thank you to all the support I've been getting. Like I said, we just reached 300 on this channel, on the Richest Steve in Atlanta. We are actually above 300 at this point in recording. We're above 300 at this point, so that's another milestone I done hit. Hartfelt Conversations, got that popping. I'm changing some things on that. We making that better. We gonna continue going. But we also just reached 100 subscribers today as I'm recording this. So that is another thank you for that support. And I just know, y'all, like I said, the vlog is going up. The vlogging channel, that's going up as well. I be seeing my followers go up on that every day. And I know we'll be on 100 subscribers on that in no time as well. So I just want to say thank y'all for all the support that y'all been giving me and all this YouTube journey. It's been a long journey. And seeing things grow, it definitely puts a smile on my face. It makes me happy to do the things that I'm doing. You know, I'm trying to spread some good into this world by doing this. We're going to continue to do it, y'all. We're going to continue to do it. Hey, thank y'all. So if you would, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your way out the door. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for watching. Peace, love, and riches. I'm out.